Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel for another video. Today's video is going to be another unsolved missing persons case of Rory Johnson Hatfield, who went missing in 2015 after a night out with a friend in York city centre. 29-year-old Rory had travelled from his flat in Skipton to York to have a night out with a close friend. It was the 19th of November 2015 and the last time he was seen was on CCTV at 1:45 in the morning on the 20th of November 2015. His anguished parents Doug and Liz have spent years looking for him and there's still no clue as to what happened to him on that night. So in today's video we'll be looking at what happened, any potential leads and who you can contact if you have any information that you think might help in this case. Rory had, as I mentioned before, travelled from his flat in Skipton and he had booked to stay in a travel lodge on Piccadilly Street in York. There's actually CCTV of him around 12:15 in the morning on the 20th leaving this travel lodge. So on the evening of the 19th he had gone down because the Thor's TP bar had opened in York, and Thor's TP bar is a temporary bar that sets up usually in York city centre around the Christmas period, and it's just an outdoor pop-up bar. I'll put an image that I managed to find of the inside of it in 2015, exactly what it looked like. Rory is described as being 5'11". He's of a slim build, he's got short blonde hair. On the night of his disappearance he was wearing a round neck t-shirt of a dark colour, blue jeans and white and navy trainers. He's described as being positive and full of life, and on the night of his disappearance he was excited to go to one of his favourite cities for a night out with one of his closest friends. His dad said that he was a very positive person, he had a very positive outlook on life, and he was very close to his father. There wasn't any indication that he had any mental illness, and on the night of his disappearance he was really excited to go on a night out with friends. There's a number of CCTV images that have been released by police in hopes of it helping to identify what happened to Rory on the night of his disappearance. So if I'm glancing at my notes, it's just because I want to get the exact timings right. So he was seen on CCTV at 12:32 AM on the 20th of November. He was heading into York with a friend at this time, past Clifford's Tower, and then 6 minutes later he's seen on CCTV at 12:38 AM heading out of York on his own. He was leaving the city centre on the other side of Tower Street and was crossing into Skeldergate Bridge towards Skeldergate Terry Avenue. So he was walking that way. So if you've ever been to York, there's the Tower Bridge Castle and then there's also the Castle Museum. So he was walking past that towards the bridge over the River Ouse. So there's CCTV images here. I'm also going to include some Google images to show exactly the bridge he was crossing over. So the last confirmed CCTV sighting is actually at 1:45 as I mentioned before, and it's actually quite a bizarre one. So there's an assisted living apartment kind of place on the other side of the river called City Mills. So the last time he was caught on CCTV was actually kind of going across the balcony at City Mills, and he was also seen by a resident. Again, I'll put that CCTV on the screen. And although where he would have had to get down to get off that balcony was just out of CCTV eyeshot, but they think he could have quite easily have gotten down from the balcony. In order to get onto the balcony he would have had to scale quite a high wall. So his father Doug believes that he was being chased. There was actually CCTV of him jogging or running just before that last capture of CCTV at 1:45. So his father Doug believes that there was maybe a third party involvement. He was being chased. On that night, his friends said that he wasn't intoxicated, he'd only had 2 pints, so it's not like he would have been incohesive and making rash decisions. So his father believes for him to have done that, to scale that wall, to be running, it's like he was running away from something or somebody. North Yorkshire police have followed every lead. They have scoured the river several times. On the night of Rory's disappearance, it was actually at a high level. They have scoured with kayaks and cadaver dogs. However, there's been no scent or no trace of Rory's body found. He leaves behind his parents, 2 brothers and 2 sisters. His father actually used to own a restaurant called Brody's in Skipton, where Rory would work quite often, so the pair were quite close. Doug and Liz are no longer together, however they come together every year pre-COVID to conduct their own searches and conduct their own door-to-door inquiries, which they've done a lot. Doug's father now does live in France with his new wife, however when he can, before COVID, comes home as much as he can to help in the search for his son. Rory actually left important things behind at his flat in Skipton, so he left his passport behind, and his father said this was a little bit unusual for him. He took his passport everywhere. Another thing that he didn't have on him on the night out was his watch. His father Doug had bought him a watch for his 21st birthday, which he wore absolutely everywhere, he even showered with it on. At some point before the night out, he had dropped the watch off at a jeweller's, and that has never been picked up. So the police have said it would have been very, very busy the night of Rory's disappearance. So it was the Christmas light switch on the 19th of November in 2015. The council was offering free parking, so there was a lot of people that would have gone to visit. The Christmas markets launched that evening, so there were lots of temporary chalets and little markets. People would have been visiting for that. And also it was the first night of late night shopping leading up to Christmas, so the shops were open later than normal. And obviously the opening of Thor's Teepee Bar. So police believe that there were lots and lots of people who could have been eyewitnesses, whether you saw Rory on the night out or whether you saw him walking along after midnight. They know that it's quite difficult to cast back 5 years and try and recast your memory and remember anything, but they said even no matter how small, please call the police on 101 and quote reference number 15150207141, and I will be putting that information in the description box below as well. If you want to remain anonymous, you can call Crime Stoppers Anonymous on 0800 555 111. And as I mentioned in my previous video with Andrew Gosden, the Missing People organisation do a lot for people who are missing. So Rory has a reference number with them, which is 15009677, and the number to call is 116000. So you can reach out on any of those numbers with any information you have on Rory. The family just want to know what's going on with him. Is he alive? Is he not? It must be so difficult not having answers and not knowing what's happened to their son. So any information, no matter how small, North Yorkshire Police are asking you to call in. And that's the information I have today on Rory's case. So quite a sad one really. There's not many leads as to what happened to him, and he just seems to have disappeared without a trace. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, but please keep it respectful as well, because there's a family that don't know what's happened to their loved one. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.